one of those teams take the mantle away from the Steelers as being this is their division, possibly for the next 4 to 5 years. And you have Lamar and you have Baker Mayfield both on the cusp of getting paid substantial amount of money. Like,
Yeah.
who will be the guy? Who will be the new Big Ben? And then the other one is Chiefs Chargers. Anytime I can watch Mahomes, but on top of it, also I get to watch Justin Herbert. Regardless of who's taking snaps, I get to see Herbert or Mahomes. I'm gay. I'm flying.
Plus, you get to see the best uniforms in the NFL, the Chargers. Everybody says,
Oh, yeah.
The Lightning, the Bolts.
See, the one matchup that I want to see is the first time that Washington plays Dallas. I want to see Dak Prescott go up against a legitimate defense and see where he is in his recovery.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting because I hope he's back. You know, I'm not a Dallas fan, but I am a fan of guys, you know, sticking with it and coming back from massive injuries. And that was a massive injury. Yeah. So I just hope he comes back, but that looks tough to me.
Well, early on reports say he's there. He's recovered. He's doing great early on. I mean, we'll see, but.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he got the absolute best medical care that was available. So anyway.
His hospital bed was on Jerry's yacht. So
it was a Tempur-Pedic, wasn't it? I think. What does he sell? Is it Tempur-Pedic?
I think he sells Sleep Number. You know,
Sleep Number. Yeah, dang it! I knew I had that. Okay, let's move on. Can we move on? Move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
Bob Baffert's Derby-winning horse tests positive for a banned substance. And by the way, this is not the first time Mr. Baffert's had his hand in the cookie jar. What do you guys think about that, Baffert guy?
Well, now, if we're to believe, they were rubbing cream on a horse's backside for dermatitis, and it absorbed, and you're supposed not to, what is I've forgotten the chemical. I had looked it up, but I've forgotten it. Anyway, so I think he'll get a
betamethasone.
Okay.
Betamethasone. We're going with that.
Yep.
Pentapenacanthathol. Okay. But Baffert's going to get a pass. It will be a groom or somebody else who didn't get proper instructions from the vet who prescribed this for the dermatitis. So, and honestly, I don't care, you know.
I just don't care anymore.
But bottom line, I don't care.
He will not be at the Preakness. Do you care about that? That's kind of a story for NBC.
No, I thought he was entered.
No, he's entered, but he himself will not appear.
He's not going.
Oh, Baffert. No. Yeah. So, but, if you had Mandaloon, you ain't cashing no tickets. Those tickets are already gone. So,
law says you can't. The odds are. I mean, the winning on the Derby's done. You can't reclaim or unclaim or go back or start over. It's all gone. Yeah.
Right. The money's already dispensed.
Right. It's already spent and dispensed. Right. There's no change.
But I mean, it's been a long time since, 68 or 70. Whenever I think it was Dancer's Image.
68. It was 68.
Yeah.
So that's one of those. I think. Honestly, I don't know if I can believe that it was intentional. I just don't, just because they do blood and urine tests virtually daily on those horses when they run. So I don't know. It just,
What do you say, T-Dog, on the Bob Baffert?
I kind of agree with Lugs that I'm not saying that it wasn't accidental, but I think my main problem with it is this is like his 30th infraction, so he can't be like, well, I can't help it. This has never happened before. Now, to be fair, he's had over 1,300 races, so I guess if you want to look at percentage wise, that's not that high, but still, he did not, at Churchill, this is the second time, I believe his other horse that won or placed third in the Oaks in September, it also tested positive. I forget for what, but this isn't like, again, this isn't like a oopsie daisy. It has happened before. I don't know if he purposely knew about it, but it's kind of like the Patino thing where, people under him consistently are doing things that are seen as unethical or obviously rules infractions. At some point, it does come back to you.
Right. And there's a guy who seeks the limelight. Now he's dying in the limelight. Is that about right? I mean, he's not shy about saying, I'm the face of the sport.
Yeah, I have nothing personal against Bob Baffert. It is kind of interesting to see, this guy who's so like calm and unflappable now, like yesterday when he was talking about like, well, maybe someone took cough medicine, peed on hay, and the horse ate the hay.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Where's this coming from? It's like, what kind of crazy ass idea is that?
He may as well have invoked aliens. I mean, it's crazy.
It was a Rube Goldberg explanation of how this horse got it took like 8 different factors all working against Bob Baffert. Like it was the cosmos working against him. So,
Yeah, and let's be honest here. It ain't the horse's fault no matter what. So
I will at least agree with Lugs on this, why I think Baffert will be okay in the long run. And this is, I know I'm not the biggest horse racing fan. I mean, you look at the history of horse racing, there's so many like dubious, disgusting things. And also just racing in general. You look at like the sport of cycling of racing, it's defined by doping. So it's like, he'll be okay. I mean, I think it'll blow over eventually.
Well, I mean, think about the number of horses that don't make the limelight that are doctored. They are. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's happening. Okay, fine.
Would you answer the phone already? Answer the phone, man.
Hello.
Hey, I got a question. Listen, did Bob hang up that phone? Wait for a second. Did Bob Baffert borrow that there cream from Barry Bonds? Remember that clear or the cream or the clear or the cream? Barry Bonds. Bye.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
That was a hell of a
Bob
phone
Baffert. Well, we were busy, man. We were doing stuff. You got to give us some room here. Well, Bob Baffert, I guess, because Bonds actually, somebody spilled that onto a Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended up in Bonds' system. So there is a precedent for crazy. I don't know.
If you're fortunate enough to spend 5 minutes or 20 minutes around Tim Tebow.
Anyway, yeah, we'll see.
I got you some sports of yesteryear.
Okay, hang on a second. We got a big fancy open for this big slam bam finish. Here comes.
Okay.
And now it's sports of yesteryear. Going back to yesteryear, yesterday, and tomorrow. Here he is, Lux, out in the field somewhere, yesteryear.
All right, let's do some decades for you. 1923, 10 home runs hit in a Phillies victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. 35, the Preakness. Willie Saunders wins above Omaha. 46, first night game played by the Boston Braves against the Giants. Giants whacked them 5-1. 1959. This is a sentimental favorite of mine. 1959. Yankee catcher Yogi Berra's errorless streak ends at 148 games. Wow. I guess it got dark early out there in left field and he couldn't see the ball or something.
He's a catcher, man. Yogi Berra was a catcher. Come on. Left field. He was famously a catcher, man. Come on.
And 1988, Mario Andretti records the fastest Indianapolis 500 lap, 221 miles, 0.565 per hour.
Is that all the sports of yesteryear?
That's all the sports.
Well, thank you, Lux, for being out there with sports of yesteryear.
wherever that was. Wherever you are, there you go. Thank you, Lugs. Goodbye, everybody. All right, guys, what else do we have on the docket today?
I got nothing more except, I just want to say to our man, T-Dog, don't be crying to me now. Don't be crying to me when Tim Tebow whacks one of your favorites, all right?
Oh, I won't be. I won't be, because I don't know if he makes the team. He signed a 1-year contract. How much is that guaranteed?
Right, none, zero. It's the NFL, right?
He's a backup tight end.
They're five.
They've got like
five, right?
Sorry, I interrupt you there. I was going to say they've got a load of tight ends on the roster at this point.
Yeah, and on top of it, like, considering we don't even know what is a tight end, usually those guys play special teams. So maybe that's it. Maybe he makes a big tackle on like stopping a guy at the 5-yard line. That's his big moment. So congratulations, Tim Tebow. Always killing it with your sports decisions post University of Florida. Congratulations.
He's our guy.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, I just want to bring up the thing that was reported where the Bears jumped the Vikings. Supposedly, the Vikings were willing to draft Justin Fields if he fell to number 14. Obviously, the Bears traded up and got to number 11 with the Giants. So I was just gonna ask you all, what do you? How do you all think this affects possibly the next 4 to 5 years of the North, the NFC North?
Well, if the Bears could get themselves a couple of decent running backs with Fields, I think that they've got a shot. I think they've got to make it interesting. I'm just not sold on that coaching staff. I just don't think they know how to properly use people. But maybe I think they have a better shot with Fields than they've had in a long time. Dalton is perfectly serviceable. He's knows the game, but Fields is going to have your sort of magic moments. He has the younger legs, and let's be honest, he doesn't know what he doesn't know, so he's going to be fearless.
He don't know what he don't know. You brought up a chance to talk about Kirk Cousins there, Lugs, and you didn't. But he'll be the dean of quarterbacks, I believe, in the division, will he not? So,
yes.
If Rodgers leaves, Rodgers is not going to leave.
If Rodgers
Green
leaves.
Bay,
Hey, he'll be traded. What are you talking about? He's going to get traded. Supposedly, the Broncos have multiple deals ready to go,
spinning away.
But I was going to say, I just find it fascinating because, I mean, I still have some concerns about Fields, and particularly, I'll agree with Lugs. I don't know if the coaching staff is the best maybe to properly utilize him. I do feel better that Nagy is supposedly friends with Day, the head coach of Ohio State. So, like, he knows what Fields is comfortable with and, like, certain concepts that he knows from probably having a close relationship with Day. I just look at I think Rodgers is gone, and if he's not gone this year, he's gone next year. He's not going to stay long term. He's not going to sign a long term contract to be try to. I mean, as much as he tried to burn the house down, he can't come back from this. So then you have Jared Goff at the other place, and I think he's better than how people perceive him. But still, I'm not scared of Jared Goff. I think Cousins is still good. I know J-Boy and I kind of defend him, but the reason they drafted Kellen Mond is if they see enough in him, they'll switch because not this year, but the next year,
right?
He'll account for 20% of the cap. So there's a good chance this is the last year Kirk Cousins is a Viking. So I'm just saying if it works out for the Bears this year, it could work out for the Bears for the next 3 to 4 years. Because you look at how the quarterbacks are being reshuffled fairly quickly in the North. Yep. I'm saying it's a huge window that didn't look like it was going to be entering the draft.
Yeah.
All these things fell apart.
And that rookie contract, you're right, 3 to 4 years. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Got a window here. So, got a window.
Yeah. So that's all I had extra.
Well, this is the only